Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. My name is Chinmaya and I welcome you to lesson 5 of the Zotero 7 series. If you have missed the previous lessons, the link to those lessons is in the description. You can check them out. As our Zotero library grows, some structural organization to our knowledge repository might be needed from time to time. In this lesson, we will explore how to work with collections in Zotero, how to deal with item duplication, and also how to create and use tags. So let's get into it. Now, before I move on to show you how to organize your library in Zotero, let me quickly do a super fast conceptual roundup. There are two ways of organization and/or categorization of items in your Zotero library. One is through collections and the other is through tags. The overarching purpose of organizing or categorizing is to be able to find items of interest quickly and easily whenever we need them. Let's first talk about collections. Collections of folders provide a hierarchical organizational structure for items. What do we mean by hierarchical organization? We can create a folder. Under this folder, we can create subfolders. And under these subfolders, we can create more subfolders. Zotero likes to call these folders as collections. So this is what a hierarchical organization looks like. And Zotero permits such kind of organization as we have seen before. You can create folders and then drag and drop items inside those particular folders. Now, one important thing that we need to know about collections is that you have to visualize and create this hierarchical organization yourself. And the second thing is that you have to then drag and drop items in this hierarchical structure at appropriate places. And then finally, whenever you want to search for a particular item, it is your responsibility to navigate through this collection tree and reach the right folder and click on it. And then you will see items of interest inside that particular folder. Now, collections may be useful in many situations where categorization is really very clear and distinct. For example, you are writing a thesis, so you can then have sub-collections inside the thesis collection for each chapter that you would be writing. Then you can drag and drop items of interest and place them inside each chapter. These items of interest could actually be notes or PDFs or references or whatever. Also, say, for example, you are working on a project. So you can divide that project into different phases and bring in items of interest for each particular phase. And maybe in the case of students, say, for example, they are in a particular semester. So different courses in that semester can be different sub-collections, and notes and readings, etc. can be brought inside each of these sub-collections, which represent individual courses. So collections can be a good way to organize, but then the important point to understand here is that you don't need to go into an overdrive and create an utterly complex collection tree, which can become extremely difficult to navigate. Let's now talk about tags. Now, tags provide a much more descriptive or detailed categorization of items. Let's say, for example, you are looking at some items inside the Zotero library. So we can assign tags to each of these items. Let's say, for example, for the first item here, I provide these tags or create these tags: climate change, human migration, livelihood, and marginalization. And let us say, for example, for the last item, I create these tags and attach these tags to this particular item. Let's assume for this example that we haven't created any tags for these items. Now, one good thing with tags is that once you have tagged an item with appropriate keywords, you can then search for relevant items. So say, for example, in my search box, if I can just type in a keyword like climate change, the moment I press the search button, you will see that 2 items have been filtered out of my library. And I'm now looking at just 2 items. And as is evident, these items have been selected because both of them have a tag called as climate change, which was my search term. Now, out of these 2 items that have been selected, and not the entire library, and this can further narrow down my selection to something. So say, for example, we now have 2 selected items, and I go ahead and type in the tag equity and then go ahead and press the search button. So you can now see that out of those 2, only 1 remains selected because this is the only item that has both the keywords attached to it. climate change as well as equity. So tags can be really very, very useful. Keywords in the content of items. And if you can create a robust system of tagging, it can really help you reach items of interest very, very quickly. So let us now head to Zotero and try to see how we can create and work with collections, and also how we can create and work with tags. So let's start with collections. We can easily create collections in Zotero by using the New Collection button located on the top left corner right here. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I'm starting a book writing project and wish to systematically organize all my research for this book. This project would be an ideal candidate for creating a collection. I can start creating my book project collection by clicking on the New Collection button right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this New Collection button and then name my collection. So I have provided a name to my collection. And the second part of this screen is asking me where this collection will be placed. So I can click here and place it inside my existing collections like my notes and my presentations, or I can place it inside my library. We can always move these collections wherever we want, so this is not really very important, but you can save yourself some time by just choosing the right place where your collection will appear. In this case, it is going to appear under my library. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Collection. And as you can see, my biodiversity book project collection has already started. I can now create sub-collections under this collection or folders inside this folder by choosing this and then right-click and create new sub-collection. Or otherwise, after choosing this, that is making sure that this is selected, I can come here and click on the New Collection button once again. So both of these options lead to the exact same thing. Right-click New Sub-Collection opens the same screen. Choosing this and clicking on this button opens the exact same screen. And then I can come here and give a name to my sub-collection. So I'm going to call it Chapter 1 Introduction. So I've given a name to my sub-collection. And as you can see, it will be created inside the biodiversity book collection. And that is exactly where I want it to appear. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Collection. And as you can see, I have a new sub-collection or a folder inside the biodiversity book project folder. So likewise, I can create more sub-collections. So I'm going to come here and click on this and then right-click and new sub-collection. And I'm going to call this Chapter 2 Species Under Threat. So I've named my collection and I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Collection. So as you can see, that appears inside my biodiversity book collection. So I can further divide my chapter into sections. So I can create sub-collections under a chapter. Let me try to do that. So I'm creating a new sub-collection. And here I have to provide a name as I've been doing before. So I'm going to call this Section 1 on Way to Extinction. So this is my first section in Chapter 2. So I'm making sure that it will be created under Chapter 2. So go ahead and click on Create Collection. So you can see that this has been created under Chapter 2. Likewise, I can add another section. So I'm going to come here and click on my Chapter 2, right-click, New Sub-Collection. And I'm going to call this Section 2 Species Red List. So I've named my second section and it's going to come once again under Chapter 2. So this has also been created, as you can see, and I can keep going on and adding more collections under this particular book. So this could be Chapter 3. So this will be placed under Biodiversity Book Collection because it's a major chapter. I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Collection. And as you can see, it is now positioned at the level of Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and it has been created under the Biodiversity Book Collections. So this way you can create a hierarchical structure of collections and sub-collections as per your needs. If you're not happy with the name of a collection, or if you have made some mistake here, just go to that collection, right-click and choose Rename Collection, or otherwise just double-click on it and just make the changes that you want and then click elsewhere, and the changes will then be displayed. So you can easily rename collections that you have created. So once we have our collection structure ready, we can move on to my library and start bringing items inside these collections. So to bring any item or any group of items inside these collections, all you need to do is to just simply select one or press Ctrl and select more than one, and then just simply drag and drop it here. So when you do this and then go back to that particular collection, you will start seeing these items inside that particular collection. When you start writing this chapter, you can consult these resources. These can also include any notes that you have created. So just simply grab hold of them and drag and drop them here. If you don't prefer drag and drop, just simply select the items that you want to move and then right click and then just simply choose add to collection. And from here, you can choose where you want these references to be reflected. So in this particular case, I am choosing chapter 3. Just go ahead and click on it. And when you go to chapter 3, you will see these being reflected here. So one important point to note here is that while these references are reflecting inside this collection, they are primarily located inside my library. So dragging and dropping them on any of these collections does not mean that they are not available from here. They are very much available from here. This is the main source. And this is just a reflection of what is present inside my library. You can visualize my library as the place on your computer where all your songs are placed. And each one of these folders here or collections here are just playlists. When you drag and drop something from my library onto any one of these folders or subfolders, they just start reflecting here, but they are actually primarily present inside the my library. So there is another way by means of which we can directly capture something from the web and reflect it here inside your collections. So let us head to the browser and try to see how we can do that. So just go to your Zotero connector inside your browser. I'm using Firefox. Click on it and then just expand this box and choose the exact collection that you want to store this in. So in this particular case, I'm going to come to chapter 2 and section 1. You will also notice that there is a box. I can type in some tags here. I'll be talking about tags a little later in this video. So as you can see, I have typed in 2 tags here, which are keywords separated by comma. And then I can just go ahead and click on done. When I come back to Zotero, you will see that in section 1, this reference has been captured and it has directly come from the browser. So the presence of this reference inside this section also means that it is primarily showing in my library. So as you can see, this resource is available in my library. So you can delete any reference from any collection. So you can right click and then come here and move to trash, or otherwise just simply select it, press the delete key and go ahead and click on OK. So this reference has now gone from section 1, but has it really been deleted? The short answer is no. If you go back to my library, you will see that this reference is very much present in your my library. It has just simply been deleted from this collection or this playlist. So when you go back to my library, and if you want to bring this back in again, just grab hold of it and drop it here. So deleting something from a collection does not delete it from my library. Now you can also move items between collections. So as you can see in section 2 of chapter 2, I have just one reference. In section 1, I have one reference which we have just captured. So if I wanted to move this item to another collection, I can just simply grab hold of it and drop it here. And when I click on it, you will see that this item also starts reflecting here inside this collection. So as I mentioned before, if you want to delete any item from a collection, just select it and press the delete button. So we are back again to one in section 2 and one reference in section 1. And if you really wanted to move this out from this particular folder and take it here, that is not see it here any longer, all you need to do is to press the shift key, then drag and drop this item to wherever you want to move it, and then just simply release. So when you do this, it is now no longer reflecting inside this particular folder, and you can see it here. So this is how you can move items between collections. You can also move collections quite easily. So say, for example, I create another collection and call this as book projects and place it under my library, create this collection. So I have now a new collection, and this is one of the projects that I'm undertaking. So what I can do is I can grab hold of this entire collection and dump it inside book projects. So I can quite easily move entire collections also. Just simply grab hold of a collection and drop it on any other collection, and it immediately moves to its new location. Now, one quick point, when you click on the biodiversity book collection, you see nothing here. When you click on individual sub collections, you then start seeing all these references here at their proper places. Now, if for some reason you wanted to see all the references that are in different sub collections, when you click on the main collection, you can do that by going to view, and you can choose show items from sub collections. And now when you click on this, you will see all the cited items inside these folders reflecting here. Of course, when you reach this particular location, you will see what is inside this particular collection or folder. But when you click on the main folder under which all these folders are existing, or the main collection, you will see all the references that have been cited inside folders and subfolders right here. And if you ever want to switch this off, you can go to view and click on this once again, and we are back again to the default operation. Now, coming back to deleting a collection, let's try to delete our biodiversity book collection. So I'm going to come here and right click and choose delete collection. And when I do this, it's asking me whether I want to really delete this collection. I'm going to go ahead and click on delete collection, and that collection has gone, but you have one chance of recovering it back again. All you need to do is to come to trash and click on it, and you will see that the biodiversity book collection is visible here. You can right click on this and restore it back to the library. Any item that you delete or any collection that you delete lands inside trash, and it is available inside trash for 30 days. And this is something that you can control. You can go to edit, go to settings, and on the general tab, as you scroll down and look for the miscellaneous section, you will find that there is a setting here that says automatically remove items in trash deleted more than 30 days ago. So you can change this to any number of days that you want, but by default it is 30 days. To recover this, all you need to do is to just right click on it and click on restore to library. So when you click on this, it moves out of trash. The trash is now empty, and your structure is back in again with all your references and everything. Deleting a collection by using this particular option, delete collection, does not mean that citations inside those collections are deleted from my library. However, if you delete using this option, delete collections and items, then the collection is deleted and items inside the collection are removed from my library. They still land up in trash. You can recover them. So you can delete and recover items or collections from the trash can quite easily by just simply right clicking and restoring them back again. Now, one item can be placed in as many collections or sub collections that you want. So just for example, I can pick up one item and drop it inside one collection. Then I can drop it inside another collection. I can drop it inside the third collection. So when you come here, you will see that particular item, Jasonov here. You can also see Jasonov right here. You can also see Jasonov right here. So you can add one item or multiple items simultaneously in many different collections. And if you want to see at how many places this one item has been filed in different collections, all you need to do is to just come here and click on that particular item. And on your keyboard, just press the Control key. So when you press the Control key, you will see that all the folders or collections in which this item is appearing are highlighted in yellow. As you release the control key on your keyboard, the highlight disappears. When you press it back again, it will come back again. So these are all the collections and sub-collections where this particular item is present. So one item can appear in multiple collections, just like one song can appear in multiple playlists. In Zotero 7, there's another still easier way to find out to which collections and sub-collections has an item been assigned. So say, for example, if you wanted to find out to which collections or sub-collections has this item, Jasonov, been assigned to, all you need to do is to just come here and click on this item to select it. Then come in the right pane and click on this icon right here. This icon is Libraries and Collections. So when you click on this icon, you will see that under My Library, you are seeing a number of collections and sub-collections under which this item has been placed. When you click on any one of these, you are directly taken to that collection or sub-collection, and the item inside that collection or sub-collection is directly visible. As opposed to this, if you were to click on some other item, say for example this item, I can just come here and click on it to select it, and then come here and click on this Libraries and Collection icon. And when you click on this, you will see that under My Library, there is no entry. So this means that this particular item, Uri, has not been assigned to any collection or sub-collection. So you can find out in which collections one item has been filed by pressing the Control key. Is there a way to find out which items inside My Library have not been filed in any collections? Yes, it is possible. So all you need to do is to just come to My Library and right click, and you will see one option that shows Show Unfiled Items. So when you click on it, you will see a new entry in this particular tree. And when you click on this entry, you will see all the items inside My Library that have not been assigned to any collection or sub-collections. So it's not necessary and not desirable also to assign items to different collections, but this option shows you which are the items that have not been assigned to any collection or sub-collection that you are seeing here in the left pane. You can hide this option, which is the default. Just right click on it and choose Hide. Now, as your library grows, it's quite possible that over a period of time, some items might get duplicated. Maybe you have brought them through two different sources at two different times, or maybe you have imported a collection of items and an item which was already present inside your library has got repeated. So Zotero provides a wonderful tool to deal with such kind of duplication. So for the purposes of this video, I have tried to simulate that kind of a situation. You will notice here that there are two items that are exactly the same. They have been duplicated. Likewise, if we go down, you can see that there are items that are duplicated here as well. So what you need to do is to just come here and click on Duplicate Items. So here you will see all the items that Zotero suspects as being duplicate. It's pretty good at it. It uses an algorithm. So I have two examples for you. So when you click on any one of these, you will see that the pair gets selected automatically. Now, what Zotero wants from you is that it wants you to provide a version that it is going to use as master. So there are two versions of this, and it wants you to provide one version that it is going to use as master, and the one that is not the master will be deleted. If there is anything that needs to be taken, it will be taken to the master. So as you can see here, that they are really duplicates, but one of these has a full text HTML attached to it, while the other one does not. So I want to actually retain this version, and there are two versions here, date and times have been given. So it is not really apparent which one of these two is actually this particular version. So you can easily find this out by pressing the Alt key on your keyboard and then clicking on one of these items so the other gets unselected. And you can just come down here and try to see when this item was added. In this particular case, this is the item that was added on 12/8/24. So I can then go back and click on the other one. The pair gets selected once again. And I am now sure that the one that I want to use as master, that is this one, is the one that was saved on 12/8/24. So I can choose either this or this. And I'm going to choose this one, as I know that this is the one that I would like to preserve. And once I have chosen the master, I can just come here to this button and click on it. And the moment I do this, that pair vanishes out of the duplicate items folder, and the situation has now been dealt with by Zotero. So let's verify this. I'm going to my library, and you will see here that earlier there were 2 such items and only one is remaining. And the one that is remaining is having the full text of the journal article as we had desired. Let's go back to duplicate items and try to deal with the other situation. Here we have 3 items that are exactly the same, as you can see. So when you click on any one of these, you will find that all 3 are selected. If you try to expand the first one, you will see that I have at some time added a note under this item. And if you expand the second one, you will see that I have added another note, this time under a duplicate item. So I have 2 notes. If I click on these notes, you can see that these are different notes. Click on this one. This is another note that we had done before. So these are 2 different notes, and I would like to keep both of them. The last one doesn't have any note. So you will see here that I have to again choose the master. So I can choose any one of the first 2. And I just want to make sure that one that I will be choosing as master, let's say if I choose this one. So I'm going to come here and press Alt and click on this one. And I just want to find out the date when it was added. So it was added on 10/8/24 around 11:15 a.m. So I'm going to come here and click on this once again. So this is the one that I want to retain as the master. This is the one that is in the center. Okay. You can at any time press Ctrl and click on any one of these that gets deselected. Click on it once again, it gets selected. Whereas if you press the Alt button on your keyboard and click on any item, that item becomes selected and the other 2 items go out of the selection. Click on any one of these once again and all the duplicates get selected. So in this particular case, I have determined that this is the one that was added on 10/8/24, the one in the middle is the one that I would like to use as master. So when we merge these items, the expectation is that this note will get merged inside this particular item, the one that I'm using as my master. Other metadata for the first one and the last one will get deleted because these are exactly the same. Before I press the merge 3 items button here, I will like to draw your attention to these icons that are appearing in front of some fields. And whenever you see these icons before merging, these indicate that there is a difference in the 3 versions for this field, and this field. So if I come here and click on this icon, I will see that at least one of my references, that is this one, is giving the place of publication as Boston. And some other version out of these 3 is listing the place of publication as New York. So I can either choose New York or I can choose Boston. So that is my choice. That will be taken from the other version and retained inside the master when this merge will happen. Likewise here, if I can come here, at least one of my references is referring the publisher as this. And some of them are just simply referring to a short name. So I'm quite happy with the first one. I will go ahead with the full name. And then finally, the date of publication. So when I click on this, one date is 1962, as you can see, the first one. And the other 2 have 2002. So I have an option. So with a little bit of research, I have come to know that this book was first published in 1962. So even though the second one is being used as the master, I would like to retain the date from the first one, that is 1962. This is just for example. So not only you can merge items together, whenever you see these fields, you can also click on them and try to make an informed choice about what is the best data for these fields that are showing this particular icon. So once you are happy, and you have identified your master, click on it. So I'm going ahead and clicking on merge 3 items. And this has now gone from the duplicate items list. So currently inside my library, there are no duplicates. I can go back to my library and try to see if I can get hold of Silent Spring. So instead of 3, now I'm seeing only 1 in my library. And as I expand, you will see that the merging process has brought in my second note and put it right under the first note. And it has taken 1962 as the date of publication because I had changed this field to use 1962. So this is how you can deduplicate your library from time to time. You can consider this as a maintenance activity. As your library grows, periodically you can click here. If you see some items, you can take a call and then just go ahead and merge those items together into that particular master document. As you can see on your screen, we have here a folder full of PDF files on our own computer, and we want to bring them inside a collection inside Zotero. So what we can do here is we can create a collection, click on the new collection button, and then give it a name. For the time being, let's call it papers. And as you can see, it's going to come inside my library. Go ahead and click on create collection. So we now have a collection of folder inside Zotero called papers. And as you can see, it's completely empty. Now I have brought in view the folder of PDFs that I have and that I want to move inside Zotero. So before we move these papers inside Zotero, I would like to point out that I have been reading these papers outside Zotero and I have annotated a few of them. So let me just show these to you. So here is one of the papers, The Man-Nature Relationship and Environmental Ethics by Bourdieu. And you can see here that I have created a few annotations, and I have created these annotations outside Zotero. Likewise, for the second paper, Predicted Future Range Expansion of a Small Carnivore, and you can see that I have some annotations in this paper as well as an example. Some of these are highlights, 4 of them, and 1 of them is underlined. So I've annotated these 2 papers. So to bring these papers inside Zotero in the papers collection that I have just created, I'm going to come to this folder and click inside this folder and press Ctrl A to select all the items inside this folder, and then just simply drag and drop these items inside Zotero. So as you can see, nothing much seems to be happening, but I can assure you that something is going on in the background. Zotero first tries to copy all the papers inside Zotero, and as you can see, it has successfully done so. And in step 2, it's trying to retrieve metadata from each of these papers. So as you can see, it's informing you that it was successful in retrieving metadata from this paper and this paper and this paper. And if it was not, then it would show you with a red cross. So in this particular case, it's working paper by paper. And as you can see, it has now finished. As we scroll up and down, we see that it was successful in retrieving metadata from each of these resources. It's now showing that it is finished. So we can come here and close this. And as you can see, all the papers inside that folder have now come in. So as you can see, all metadata has been properly imported inside. It's always nice to eyeball metadata when it has been imported, and if there's something that is missing, you can just fill that in. Have been brought inside, and you will recall that I had annotated this paper and this paper. So let's just open the PDF. And as you can see, all annotations that I had done outside Zotero, they have also been brought in exactly as I had done them before. Let's check out the other paper as well. So open this PDF and you will see that all annotations have come in and they are reflected here. So not only have the papers been brought in inside, any annotations that you might have created outside Zotero, they have also been brought in inside, as you can now see them. When you open an annotated PDF for the first time, it might take a little time for these annotations to be retrieved. So just be patient. So this is how you can import PDFs and documents inside a folder on your computer in Zotero. Let's now talk about tags. Creating or assigning tags to all items as you import them in your library is the biggest gift you can give yourself. You can evolve a system of tagging yourself, and then whenever you import an item inside your library, don't forget to tag it with appropriate tags or keywords. As I mentioned in lesson 1, the major action with reference to tags happens here in the tag selector box. This box is adjustable, so if you need room to display your collections, you can just simply come to the edge of this box, and when the arrow becomes a double-sided arrow, just grab hold of this edge and drag it all the way down so this box disappears, but it's still lurking there. So as you hit the bottom, the double-sided arrow appears again. You can grab hold of this line and bring this box right back. So assigning tags to items is very easy. Just come and click on an item, and then in the right pane, go ahead and click on this tags button here. So you're taken to the tags section. To add a tag to this item, just click on this plus sign and then start typing your tag. As you start typing your tag, it will show you tags that have been assigned to other items. So if you are wanting to use this tag, all you need to do is to just simply go ahead and click on it, or otherwise you can just simply type in your tag. In this particular case, I'm going to type in a new tag. Once you are done, just click on enter and that tag has been added. When you press enter, you are taken on to the next tag, and you can type in the next tag if you wanted to, and I can do that. And this can go on. You can type in as many tags as you want that can identify the subject matter of this particular resource. Now, I found an interesting way of adding a lot of tags together. So just click on this plus button. And say, for example, you have some tags or keywords for a particular item already typed at some place, like here. So just go ahead and select all these tags, right click, copy. I'm doing this in Notepad, and just come to the tag box, right click and paste. And once you've pasted all these tags inside one box, just come here to this tag icon that says 0 tags. Just click on this and you will immediately see that 4 tags have been added. Just click on this once again and you'll see all your 4 tags properly assigned to this particular item. Now for all the drag and drop lovers, there is a very interesting and very convenient alternate way of assigning tags if they're already present inside the tag selector box. Let me show you. So let's come to this item, and I'm going to click on this item, and you will see that currently this item does not have any tag here. But I see a climate action tag already assigned to some item in my library, so that tag is available. And I would like to assign this tag to this item. So what I can do is I can just simply grab hold of this item and drag it and bring it on top of the climate action tag, and then just simply release it. And you will see that that tag has now been assigned to this particular item. You can do this once again on another tag. So if I wanted this item to also have the tag of climate change, just grab hold of this item and bring it on top of climate change and release. And you will see that that tag has also been assigned to this particular item. If a tag is already present inside this tag selector box, you can just simply grab hold of an item, bring it on top of that particular tag, and then just simply drop it. And that particular tag will then be assigned to this particular item. You can also do this in a group. Let me show this to you. If I come here, you will see that this item is carrying only one tag, climate change. This item is carrying absolutely no tags. And this item is carrying 3 tags. None of these items is carrying the climate justice tag here. So what I can do is, I can just come here and click on my first item, then press Ctrl and keep selecting other items. And then just simply drag them and drop them on top of the tag that I wish to assign. And then just simply release it. So when you come to this particular item now, this item is now carrying the climate justice tag in addition to the other tags that it already had. The climate justice items here are now carrying the climate justice tag, and the last item which had no tags is now carrying the climate justice tags. So this is a super convenient way of assigning tags. The only requirement is that that tag should be present in this tag selector box. As you keep assigning tags to items, you can then start reaping the rewards. You can now filter your library based on tags and can reach items of interest very quickly from the tag selector box. This can be done in two ways. Let me show you. So as you can see, our library currently has 42 items. And the first way to filter your library using tags is to come to the tag selector box and click on any tag. So that tag gets highlighted and your library is now filtered to show only those items that are carrying the climate change tag. And this reduces the library from 42 to 18 items. All these items are carrying the climate change tag. If you click on any one of them, you will see that one of the tags here is climate change. To release this filter, all you need to do is to just click once again on this highlighted tag and you get back all your items in the library. The filter has now been removed. The second way to filter using tags is to adopt a drill down kind of an approach. So I come here to my tag selection box and I click on one of the tags, that is climate change. So 18 items start showing up, which basically mean that all these items have the climate change tag. Now you will notice that in this box, there are some items that are grayed out and there are some items that are in black color. So the ones in black color are the ones that I can choose to further narrow down this particular list. So say for example, if I wanted to further narrow down my list inside climate change selection to the ones that are carrying the climate action tag, so I can go ahead and click on climate action. So you can now see that both tags are highlighted and my list of 18 is now reduced to 7 items. These are the items that are carrying both these tags, climate change as well as climate action. I can further drill down and click on another tag, say for example, climate refugee. So when I click on this tag, my filtered list is reduced to just 3 items, as you can see here. And these are the items in my library that are carrying all these 3 tags. So this is like drilling down. You start by selecting one tag and then you can keep selecting other tags that are in black. The ones that are in gray you cannot select because there are no items in this library that carry a combination of all these tags. That is why some tags are grayed out. Now to release this filter, you can either go one by one. You can just keep clicking once again on all these highlighted tags. And when no tag is highlighted, you get back all your 42 items. Or otherwise, you can directly do this. Say, for example, we were here. We have 3 tags that are selected. So to clear all these selected tags at once, you can come to the bottom and click on this actions drop down right at the very bottom. And then just simply come here and choose deselect all. So that will bring back all your 42 items in the central pane. Now, as you can see, there are lots of tags here. And as my library grows, many more tags are going to get populated in this box. It might be very difficult for me to even locate the tags that I want to use. So right at the bottom, there is a box that says filter tags. So what you can do is you can just simply type in the topic that you are interested in, and it will show you only those tags that are carrying that particular word. So this can be really handy when you have lots of tags. You can come to the filter tags box and just type in an area of interest, and this will reduce the number of tags that are being displayed in the tag selector box to only those items that match this particular word. To see all your tags once again, just simply click on this X and all your tags are now visible. So just like we can add tags, we can also delete tags, and there are 2 ways of doing this. Let me show this to you. So let's come to the tag selector box and take a simple example. Let's say I want to see all papers that carry the tag societal governance. So I click on the societal governance tag, and this filters my library to just 4 papers here. So if you want to remove a tag from any individual item, you can just click on that item, and you will now see all the tags that are associated with that item, one of which is societal governance. That is why this item is in this list. So to remove this tag from this item, you can just come here and click on this remove button. And this tag is now no longer associated with this particular item or resource. So when I click on this once again, you will see that Jasenoff is now missing because I deleted the societal governance tag from Jasenoff. However, the societal governance tag is very much available here because it is associated with other items in my library. Now, what if you want to actually completely delete a tag? That is, you don't want that tag to be associated with any item in your library. So that would be a much more fundamental delete, but you can do it quite easily in Zotero. Just come to the tag selector box and right click on that tag. And here you will see an option that says delete tag. So when you choose this option, this tag will be deleted from all references to which it was assigned. So let me go ahead and do this. It shows me a cautionary message. It says, do you really want to delete this tag? It will be removed from all the items. And the consequence of this deletion will be that it will also disappear from here because that tag will be now out of service. So I'm going ahead and clicking on OK. And you can now see that I have no societal governance tag here. If you go to edit, you cannot undo this change. So that tag, societal governance, has now been completely removed or deleted. So when you delete a tag from a tag selector box, that tag goes out of service and it is removed from all items or references to which it was previously assigned. It's like a global delete. So whenever you delete something from the tag box using this particular option, be very careful because that tag will then be deleted from all items to which it has been assigned. Likewise, you can also merge tags. Say, for example, you have 2 tags that are quite similar to each other and you decide that there's no point in having 2 separate tags. They mean the same thing and you want to merge them. So you can do that also quite easily in Zotero. Let me demonstrate this. So let us say, for example, we are inspecting our tag selector box and we find that we have some items in our library that have a tag called as conservation and some items that have a tag called as conservation science. Both of them seem pretty similar and I feel that we can merge these 2 together. So let's click on one and we see all items in the library that have this tag. 2 items have this tag. And I'm going to release this filter and come and click on conservation science. So I see that 3 items in my library carry the conservation science tag. So between conservation and conservation science tags, we have 5 items. And let's say I take this call and I decide to merge the conservation science tag in the conservation tag, which currently has 2 papers. And the conservation science tag has 3 items. So I now want to merge my conservation science tag with the conservation tag. I can do this quite easily by just right clicking on the conservation science tag, the tag that I want to merge with the other tag. Right click on it and rename this tag. So in this particular case, I will just come here and type conservation. Make sure that this spelling is exactly the same as the tag with which you are merging and just go ahead and click on OK. So now you will see that the conservation science tag is no longer available. And when you click on this tag, you now have 5 papers. Previously, it was having just 2 papers. And all of these items are now carrying the conservation tag and the conservation science tag has been removed from all these items. Likewise, you can rename any tag. Say, for example, the extinction tag. Currently, this tag is assigned to 2 papers. You can see this here, extinction. Both of these items carry this particular tag. So if you want to rename this tag, just right click on it and click on rename tag, and then type in a new name for this tag. So I've typed in species extinction, and when I press OK, the extinction tag will be now renamed as species extinction. So I'm going to go ahead and click on OK, and you will see now that the extinction tag has gone and species extinction tag is now visible. And when I click on this tag to filter my library, you will see that these two resources are visible, but they are no longer carrying the extinction tag as they were doing previously. That tag has now been renamed to species extinction. So when you rename a tag, all items that carry that tag will start reflecting the new name for that particular tag. You will notice that when you click on items like web pages or journal articles, you have access to this tag icon, but the same is not true for any standalone notes. So when you come here and click on a standalone note, you will find that the tag icon is missing, but you can easily create tags for standalone notes also. Just come to a standalone note, double click on it. So the standalone note opens up in a window. And here you have access to this tag icon. Just click on it and you can add your tag here. Alternatively, you can add multiple tags inside one box, and then just come here and click on this 0 tags point, and you will see that 2 tags have now been added. So you can tag standalone notes quite easily. Now Zotero has a very interesting feature with reference to tags. You can assign colors to 9 selected tags inside Zotero. Let me show you how to do this. Let's say, for example, we have this paper here, and I have not read this paper. I want to mark this paper to read. So I'm going to come here and create a new tag and call this to read. So a new tag has been created, and you should be able to see this in your tag selector box. So what you can do is you can right click on any tag and then go ahead and assign it a color. So say, for example, this tag I'm going to assign red color. So this tag is assigned a red color and its position is 1. This is important because we can use this one later on to assign this same tag to other items quite easily. So I'm going to go ahead and click on set color. So the moment you do this, you will see that the tag is now brought to the first line and it is having a color, and this item now carries a color code. So whenever you see a red dot inside your library, you immediately understand that you need to read this particular article. All colored tags always appear on the first line and they are therefore easily available to you. Now let's say I want to assign the same tag to this particular item. So all I need to do is to just simply go ahead and press 1. And the moment I press 1, I have this color tag assigned to this item. Remember, when we assigned this color, we gave it the position 1. And therefore this 1 can be used to assign the to read tag to any item. Just click on it and press 1, and this tag will be assigned to that particular item. If you want to remove this tag, you can press 1 again and that tag will get removed. It's acting like a toggle switch. And we can go ahead and assign up to 9 color tags. So let's try one more. I've selected an item. I'm coming here and I can say important, and I have entered a tag. The tag is called important. So you can start seeing this tag inside the tag box. It's here, and we can right click on it, assign color. So I'm choosing a green color for this tag. Its position is 2, and I can set this color. And important now comes on the color tag line right on top, and this item is now labeled as important. And whenever I want to now label any item as important, I just simply come and select that particular item and press 2. So that item is now labeled as important. I can give multiple color tags to one item. So for example, I have added the important tag to this item. I can go ahead and press 1 on this item, and it now carries two color tags. One is important and one is to read. And you can just simply delete these tags from this item by pressing 2 and 1, and these tags are now gone from this particular item. If you don't remember the color number, you can just simply grab hold of an item and drop it on top of the color tag and release, and you will see that that tag will be assigned to this particular item. You can reassign numbers to any tag. Just right click on the tag and click on the assign color option, and you can come here and give this tag the green tag number 1 and set color. So this time around now, because you have given the green tag number 1, when you press 1 you get the green tag. When you press 1 again, the green tag is removed. If you want to add the to read tag to any item, you can just click on it and now press 2 because the number has been reassigned. So you can reassign numbers to colors, and you can also reassign colors. Just right click, assign color and set color. So all those tags will now start reflecting the new color. And you can remove an assigned color from a tag by right clicking and choosing assign color once again. And you can come here now and click on remove color. So when you click on this, that tag no longer bears any color, and it's an ordinary tag that has merged with the pool of tags. So you can create up to 9 color tags in Zotero. And I will encourage you to think of these color tag assignments not as permanent assignments. If you are working on a project and are frequently using some tags, just free some existing color tags and assign them to these new tags. Once the project is over, you can reassign colors to other tags. So think of color assignments as dynamic and fluid rather than fixed. You can also add emojis to tags. So to add an emoji to a tag, just click an item, then go to the tag section and add a tag. So on Windows, just press the Windows button, and keeping that button pressed, press on semicolon or dot, either one of those. So you will see the emoji box right here, and you can just go ahead and choose any emoji that you like, and that emoji will appear inside your tag box. And then you can go ahead and type in the tag. So this tag has now been assigned, and you can now see emoji inside this particular tag. And whenever you assign an emoji to a tag, it is just brought at the top of the tag stack here, so it's easily accessible to you. And you can give multiple emoji tags to one particular item. So just grab hold of the item and drop it on another emoji tag, and you can have 2 emojis to the same item. There is no limit to the number of emojis that you can attach to tags. You can be as creative as you like. If you want to delete the emoji from the tag, just right click on the tag, choose rename tag, remove the emoji out of the name and press OK. So that emoji will disappear from every tag to which it was assigned. So this is how you can use emojis inside tags. Now, many times when you download resources from the internet using the web connector, the site from which you are downloading might have already assigned tags to the item that you are downloading. For example, if I was to come here and click on this journal paper, you will see that it has a lot of tags. Interestingly, I have not assigned any of these tags. These tags were assigned by the journal itself. When I downloaded this paper from Google Scholar or from the site on which this particular paper was hosted, these tags came along with it. These tags are called as automatic tags. By default, these tags don't appear inside this tag selector box. If you want to see these tags, the automatic tags appear inside this tag selector box. Just come to this actions drop down and click on it, and then just choose show automatic. So when you click on this, all automatic tags also start showing up inside your tag selector box. And when you click on it, you can then filter out papers based on that particular tag. If you come back here once again on this actions drop down and uncheck show automatic, you will find that the automatic tags are no longer visible. So because you have not assigned these tags yourself, it is possible that you might not even know about what these tags are. And hence, when you show these automatic tags here, you can then explore those automatic tags if you want to. Right at the bottom of this menu, you have delete automatic tags in this library. So if you have your own tagging system and you don't want to work with tags that have been assigned by the source, you can just choose that last option, delete automatic tags in the library, and all the automatic tags inside your library will get deleted. Finally, many times automatic tags come in many shapes and sizes, and I would like to show you an example right here. In this item, I found that there were many tags that are like this. Automatic tags separated by 2 dashes, or for that matter, tags separated by a semicolon. So whenever you encounter tags that are actually 2 tags separated by some delimiter, you can just choose that particular tag and then right click on it and choose split. And then you can just come here and choose the place where this split is going to occur. In this particular case, these tags are separated by a semicolon, and the semicolon should be the point of the split. So I've just typed in semicolon, and it is now going to create 2 keywords. One will be sled dogs and the other will be fiction. So if I go ahead and click on save tags, you will see that sled dogs is now an independent tag and fiction is an independent tag. So this brings us to the end of this lesson. In this video, we have seen how we can organize our library using collections and tags. In the next lesson in this series, we will explore how to search our library and a few other related Zotero features. I hope you found this video useful. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Many thanks for watching.